Cocoa Beach, Florida. I just got done with the Eric Worre event in Orlando. And it was an unbelievable event, but there was one thing that was kind of my top takeaway by far. And it was, if you want to connect with people, you got to tell your story. You got to tell a story. And I'm just not very good at that. I never really have been. But he laid it out in a 4-step process for telling your story that was like an aha moment for me. So number 1 was share your background, what you do for work or did for work, family life, that kind of thing. Number 2 is what you don't like about it or what you didn't like about it, about your current job or whatever your situation was. Number 3, the solution or the opportunity that was presented to you. And number 4, how you feel about your future now that you have this opportunity in your life. So most of us as network marketers or Beachbody coaches, we live in number 3 and 4. We're constantly just telling people about the opportunity and how excited we are about our future now that this opportunity has been presented to us, right? That's where we live. You're never going to connect with people if that's all you're going around talking to people about. And that's what 99% of people do. The most important step in that 4-step process is number 2. That's where you're going to really connect with people. Number 1, sharing your background is important because you're probably going to connect with people that have similar backgrounds. But number 2, sharing what you didn't like about it or what you don't like about your current situation, that's how you're really going to connect with people that also don't like those same things about their current situation, their job, whatever it is. We did a thing where we had to get up at the event and go talk to someone that was at the event that we had never had talked to before. And the first conversation, you had to share those 4 things with them. And we sat back down and he asked people, what'd you think about it? And everyone was like, I thought, it was great. I felt like I got to know the person I was talking to, kind of connected with them. So then he made us do it again. We had to find someone completely new that we had never met before at the event. And this time we only shared number 1 and 2. And he really told us to put an emphasis on number 2, really dig deep and talk about the pain, the things you didn't like about your situation or currently don't like about your situation. And then we sat back down and he asked us again, what'd you think about that? And that to me was, I connected with the person I was talking to, and everyone that kind of raised their hand and shared, they said they felt more connected and felt like they had known the person their entire life based on that conversation, because they really got to understand their pain, their struggle, what they didn't like about their current situation or past situation. And then we sat back down and we had to go find another person to talk to. This time, we only were supposed to share number 3 and 4. We only shared the opportunity we were presented with and how excited we were and how amazing it was, yada, yada, yada. And that is, 99% of what Beachbody coaches do. They only talk about number 3 and 4, how great it is, all that stuff, right? We sat back down. He said, how'd you guys feel about that? We all raised our hands. We all, he called on a few people and they all said the same thing. They did not feel any connection to that person at all. They didn't know that person at all. They didn't learn anything about that person. And the person was just talking about some cool thing. And it just, there was no connection. And they had no interest in hearing anything more about what that person was talking about, had no interest in continuing that relationship. That was my biggest takeaway from the event, that little 4-step process of sharing your story and connecting with people. And number 2 is the most important, sharing the things that you're struggling with right now that you don't like about your current situation or you didn't like about your background. So I hope that helps, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. That's all I got.